We got to remind ourselves you're actually human.
I don't get nervous.
Not at all?
Like, nah, I don't really have one bit of nerve. If I do get nervous, I get nervous for the occasion rather than fight.
He's a thinking fighter. I think it's a good partnership because he is a thinking fighter, and you know, the way we coach, I think that works. I think that he asks questions, a lot of questions, which is really good. He'll be texting us at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Is this what you mean? Do you want to see more of this? Did you mean less of this?
I'm 20-year-old. I've probably got about 10, 15 years of this stuff left. So, okay, cool, you might be better than me now, but let's see in 3, 4 years.
Moses Itauma, what a top fighter. He's a big puncher, he's got extremely high boxing IQ. He's just confident. He's a big Nassim Mohammed fan like myself, so he goes into the ring with that confidence.
His talent is undeniable. His ability to learn what we're teaching is undeniable. His ability to process. But I think one of the key things for him to be able to achieve the things he's achieving at such a young age is his maturity. I'll tell you what stands out for me with Moses. This sums it up actually, this situation. He was going into the Dempsey-McKean fight. He was fighting on the biggest card in boxing at that moment in time. In a big step up from his opponents before. Chief support on the card. And everybody was talking, oh, this is a step up, this is a step up. A day or two before the fight, somebody asked him a question, and he said, if I can't get rid of Dempsey-McKean in a few rounds, I'm not the man I think I am. To have that confidence on that occasion, at that age, that to me was surprising. And I think that sums up what I'm trying to explain.
You know, everyone's like, you look bigger in real life than you do on TV. You gotta realize, when I'm on the TV, I'm with other heavyweights. They're like 6'9", 7 foot tall. And obviously when they kind of see me, I'm a big fella, innit?
Yeah. How tall are you?
6'4".
Fine. What was you eating when you was young, man?
Ever since I walked into the gym, I've always been like decent. Like every time I had a sparring partner, I'd start off obviously at the beginners, I'd smash all them lot, then I'd go to the next one up, I'd smash all them lot, and it just kept going on and on and on and on. There was never like a point where it was like I was getting beat, I was getting smashed, and now all of a sudden I've turned the tables. It's just literally like, it was like a steady progression up and up through the rankings, and it just the easiness stayed the same.
Young kid, turning pro at a young age. He was sparring the likes of AJ and Dubois to go to the gym apparently in his school uniform. He was big from a young kid. He used to go and spar them boys. Top fighter, unbeaten, what is he, 12-0? This is a kid that really, you'd expect him to be world champion at some point in his career. What's he going to be like when he's under the cosh? Is he still going to have that beast in him when he's under the cosh? Because he's not been tested yet. And what about when he gets his chin checked? Obviously he's been sparring with the big boys. Who knows? He might be able to go with Usyk and dominate him and hurt him with big shots. He might go in there and iron out Dubois. Can't just chuck him in the deep end straight away. But someone like him and like Mike Tyson, he was world champion at 19. So they chucked him in at some stage, didn't they?
There isn't anybody in the division that I think he isn't capable of beating. There's some style matchups that I think would prefer a little bit more experience. I think there's a couple of fights that I'm not going to mention any names in my mind that I would like for him to have. And if he comes through them, take the leash off. Would I have confidence in him beating Alexander Usyk? I wouldn't bet my house that he wouldn't, put it that way.
If you had overtraining or undertraining, I'd rather choose overtraining than undertraining. I'd rather have too much than not enough.
Aren't you overcooking yourself there?
Yeah, but would you rather eat overcooked chicken or undercooked chicken? Obviously, when I first started boxing, I was 46 kilo. When I first started boxing, I was at that weight, and that's when I learned how to box. You can have all the muscles you want in the world, but if you can't hit someone, what's the point of having it? I'm 6'4", 113 kilo, like, I'm not small. When I have a bad spar, I can't let that rest. It's like I have to get my lick back, do you get what I mean? So when I got caught with a good shot when I was like 15, 16 years old, ever since then it's just kind of like a demon haunting me. Now moving to Ben Davidson's gym, he takes them boys out every 2 rounds, and you're in there 10 rounds deep, and he's taking boys out, putting them in. That's what's going to keep me sharp. Everyone's saying after my first round, it's like they're scared because they ain't got no oxygen in the room. Everyone's fresh, and obviously I'm there trying to be composed with my work. Any heavyweight has the ability to knock out any heavyweight. Why don't you spend that time he was gonna do to train your chin, to train your defense. In my last 6 fights, spanning a year and a half, you lot have only seen 6 rounds with me. I need a fight where I'm going past 6 rounds.
Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury didn't look like that at 20 years old. They were f***ing good, but they didn't look like that. And they've had amazing careers. I'm sure he'd be happy with either of those level of careers. But I think he can move up the levels way quicker than they did. He's not just an athlete. He really thinks and he measures the distance. And for his age, better than anyone I've seen. Maybe Usyk was fighting like this when Usyk was a 20-year-old. I don't know in terms of the smarts, but Usyk didn't have that level of raw athleticism and power. Usyk still doesn't have that. That's what a special fighter. There's just nothing he does bad. How good can his legacy be? Was Lennox Lewis that good at his age? I doubt it. And Lennox for me is top of the top, right? He's one of the best ever. And that's the scary thing, is it's almost like when you start talking about a fighter like that, you worry like we're putting too much pressure on him.
It was tough trying to like fulfill everyone's expectations and provide for the family and X, Y, Z. I had the contract there to change my name to Rico, so everyone calls me Rico.
Yeah.
But I was like, Moses is a strong, powerful name.
So Moses is not actually like a government name?
No, it is. It's my middle name. Moses Itauma is still my name. It's
your middle name,
it's
yeah.
Enrico Moses Itauma.
Yeah.
I was sat there about to sign a contract, about to change it back to Enrico, and then my brother Samuel was like, nah, keep it as Moses. People are going to find inspiration in that. If I'm in a fight and it's getting sticky and I push through it, all you gotta say is Moses, and like, do you know what I mean? It's a powerful name, you can't let that down. So I was just like, I'm gonna keep this name and I'm gonna try to live up to an expectation. If you want my honest opinion, my skill set, if you're talking about my ring IQ and what I display in the ring, I feel like I am the best in the world, but I haven't displayed the later rounds. That's all what I kind of want to get ticked off. So my next opponent or opponents this year, we're just looking at fights to kind of get me into that later round, because I feel like with Usyk, I feel like I've got a better skill set than him, but I feel like towards the later rounds, he'll just outdo me, because I've never been in that sort of fight. This year's just about getting me some rounds. And
I think the big problem you've got, mate, is that like a young Mike Tyson, when you look at that, you go, before he got that opportunity against Trevor Berbick way back in 1986, he couldn't get the rounds because at a certain level, the fighters are not going to compete with you. And I think you displayed against Dempsey McKean, who took Hrgovic 12 rounds. You look at that and you use that as a comparison and you obliterate him the way that you did in the round. It might be difficult to find that opponent that can give you those rounds.
We haven't seen a young heavyweight this talented since Mike Tyson. He's running through high-level contenders in 1 or 2 rounds like it's nothing. As a teenager, he was already sparring world-class heavyweights in the top 5, and he recently helped Tyson Fury prepare for Alexander Usyk. This guy is the next heavyweight champion of the world, and with a name like Moses, it feels like it was written long ago. Like the Mike Tyson story, this may be one of fate. Boxing kept Moses out of trouble in his younger years and continues to keep him disciplined. It's a story as old as time, and now it seems his time is coming. He will part the heavyweight division like the Red Sea. There's only one man leading the way, and his name's Moses Itauma. Hit like on the video if you're looking forward to his next fight, and let me know in the comments, do you think he can beat Usyk? We're building a combat sports app with news, betting offers, and fight schedules. Sign up to be among the first testers. Link in the top comment and description.